Life. Someone once told me it's a script that was written by no man. That's why we have a lot of people trying to get things out of life, yet very few are able to get almost just for just 50%. Almost very few, almost 5% is able to get 50% out of life. That's why even if you get up on the list of the top millionaires in the world and the richest people in the world, they make
a very small fraction of the
so
population.
it's almost like, is it 5 or is it 1%?
There are the people on the limelight, people who have seen success.
Yeah, people are always trying to get ahead of life. They're always trying to get something to brag and achieve, and get ahead and say that they have done it. See, but very few people are able to do it. But the question is that I keep asking myself is why? Why is it that a lot of people are trying to get something, yet very few people are able to do it?
Can only get it.
Why?
I think one of my perceptions, I think the greatest people who can, the greatest thing that can bring us to success or to failure are the people that are around us. For example, I believe that, people are the ones who constitute the great thing about your success. So people are the most important ingredient in your success. So but also, because they are very great thing, they can also become dangerous. So people are also the worst people. They are the worst things that can really bring you down in no time. So I mean, the other percentage, you say that the 5% are the one with
it's not actually 5%. I'm not sure of the statistic, but it's
only a few.
If you look at the people who have made it in life and that can brag, like,
we have it.
How many millionaires do we have in the world? Like, how many people have made it in life? How many people can make the list of the richest people in the world? There are very few. Yet everyone in the world is working towards the same goal, but yet very few
can
are making it. If you look in the, let's say for the past 20 years, if you look at how many people have actually made it, it's sickening to find how many people.
Very few.
It's very few.
That is what also categorizes Kenya as one of the richest country in Africa. Yet, only a few are the one who enjoys those.
For example, a country like Kenya. It's rich in resources, in diversity and everything. Yet the people who live inside are very poor.
The majority.
Poverty is striking people. Look at Uganda. Uganda is very rich in agriculture. Everything, rich in food and everything, and minerals and these supplies that make a place that to be termed as rich. Yet the people inside who are living there, they are poor. Let's call it poor. They're poverty stricken. That's where you get slums developing in Kenya and Nairobi, countries like Rio de Janeiro. They're very poverty stricken, and it's holding them back day to day. The more they try to get high, the more they move down the spiral. You see?
Yeah.
But you've said that
one of the reasons is people.
People.
So the people that we surround you can say if you're going to succeed, if you're going somewhere, or you're not going somewhere.
So I'm asking, is it the environment or people are living in it, or is it the people that are around the other people who are trying to hold them back? I think for some people, for some people, other people will term as the environment. The environment you're in. You see, you cannot get something positive from a toxic environment.
Very true, yeah.
At the same time, people with toxic and negative attitude will not help you to achieve something positive.
Yeah.
So is it the environment that is holding people back, or is it the fellow people holding the others back?
I think, according to me, all of them play a big role, but I would say people our fellow people, our fellow human beings are the ones that are derailing us back. For example, you know, people is not like you cannot say, for example, if a kid is born in Kenya, like for example, if a kid is born in Kenya in a very poor family somewhere in maybe Kibera slums, another kid is born in Chicago, USA, in a rich family. Even the mindset of these two children when they grow up is very different and will determine their success, how they're going to acquire wealth, their financial literacy, and everything, how they view life is very different. A person who has been raised in slums with marginalized resources, people always complaining. You know, if you are born with people who are complaining, people who have negative minds, who have, you know, who don't have that energy to
Bad
succeed,
attitude towards.
you'd most probably also blend with them. You're going to just
The more
be
you
like
grow,
them.
the more you become them.
You become them, okay? So that kid in Kibera slums is more likely to
remain
also remain here to grow and
remain there.
find himself there someday. So it's only a very small percentage of people who grow out of slums and become very successful.
So there are these types of people. For example, a kid born in a slum, and the kid grows up, finds positivity in life, and is motivated, and goes and goes and grows and keeps going in life, and starts achieving goals, living the dreams that others are just waiting for. And this person was born from a slum, and yet this person is achieving dreams that other people are living. So what changed inside this person's life that others didn't? Or what did this kid do that the other kids failed to?
I think is because the people that we surround ourselves with and where we have been grown also determines our mindset. For example, so let me give you this example. This kid that you're saying has been born, has been raised in slums, and the other one has been raised somewhere in an estate, somewhere in a, you know, in a very posh and a very rich family. Okay, this kid that comes from the rich family has got what you call an abundant mindset. So their mindset is abundant, like they
So it's not the mindset is not limited to a.
It's not fixated to a certain place.
It's not limited to a certain point that tells you cannot
do this,
surpass this,
because
you cannot do that.
That is a kid who has never learned something like no, who has never learned something like impossible. You know, they don't know that kind of language because they've been taught by their parents that everything is possible. I did this because it was possible. Okay, so these kids are the one who are going to spot opportunities in life very easily.
So they
than
were
the one who came from the other,
who was told that you can't do this. This one is only done by the rich. You can't get out of here. Look at your fellow kids. They were born here. Like this one was born here. He's now a drug addict and this stuff, and you cannot do this.
So for them to spot opportunities, those that come from the marginalized areas, to spot opportunities is very hard for them because of their mindset, how they've been raised. They've been raised with people who tell them this is not for you. You want to be a doctor? No, don't. You've never had a doctor in our family.
You want to be the first one. Who do you think you want to break?
Who prophesied that? I mean, there's nothing like that. But in the other hand, that other kid has got an abundant mindset, has been taught all kind of financial literacy, you know, everything that needs to be taught in regards to finding success in life. You know, not even to be taught, they have experienced it itself. It's, you know, they have experienced how their parents manage their finances, how their parents are setting up business and doing all those kinds of sort of things. Okay, so they are more likely to succeed than this one that is marginalized.
So the determinant factor here, it's the parent.
More like parents and the other people that surround.
So it's likely to be the parent first, because the parents are the ones who play the biggest roles towards the, let's say, the open the mindset and setting up the mindset of the kid. Because when your parent tells you can't do this, it becomes very difficult for you to do this.
Is the person that you trust, that is the only person that you've ever known to be right in your life. Now when he tells you it is impossible, you believe it's very true. This thing is very impossible. It can never be done.
If Dad never did it, because
it was very difficult to done. It can never be to me.
So the
Okay.
first thing that determines like a person's success or failure and opens their minds to endless
Opportunity.
opportunities is the parents' mindset.
The parents' mindsets.
What about the mentors?
Mentors.
Yeah, because let me explain this. There are kids who are born from, for example, this is very unfortunate. I always see it, and it's not a good feeling. Your dad is a drunkard. Your mom lost hope in life, but he's just trying. So you find this kid's life to be very impossible to get over. And for some people, that's never a limitation to them. For some people, you find you are born in a poverty-stricken family. Your dad is a drunkard. Your uncle uses drugs, uses cocaine. You go to the other neighbors in the neighborhood.
No one
The
makes
place is just very toxic. But yet they get away. They find a breakthrough in life,
And see the light.
They see the light, and they get over. So what happens in the lives of these people? How do they manage to get over from this negativity they were born in and they grew up in?
And okay, now this is also related to what you've mentioned earlier about mentors. Now the fact that you are saying that the parents and the people, the upbringing of the child constitute a lot in their success, you also say that other factors, we have got other factors like mentors and friends, where kind of person, this kind of child wants to they associate, the people they associate with. Okay.
Oh.
For example, a kid is born to in that kind of kid that you're trying to tell me.
Yeah.
Their family is like, it's very pathetic, you know. And he goes to school, sees other well brought up children, you know, very big families there. You know, that kind of interaction.
The more they interact,
the teachers become her mentor or his mentor. Those friends are, you know, they in terms of friends and other people that surround her, they are very okay. They are success oriented. But when you come back home, you find the parent nothing, the family members nothing. You know, this kid, if he chooses to take the advice, if he chooses to take the path of that limelight that he's seeing out there, probably is going to set himself out of this kind of chain of poverty. That is also another factor that I think constitute the success of people and the failure of others.
Speaking of people, there are some types of personalities that we come across in life. Like you're trying to achieve something out of life, but there are some types of personalities that are friends to us. For example, you can find someone has been your friend. Like for example, I've been your friend, let's say from kindergarten, when we were very kids, and we grew up together, and we did this together, and we achieved that together, and you saw me become this, and I saw you become that, and now we are let's say you are 30 and I'm 40, and there's something that's happening. So you managed to find success, and I didn't. So what's the difference? What did you do that I failed to do that brought you success?
Now, in this case, you're saying that what about their families, their parents and their communities, all the same?
Yes, we were brought up from the same environment.
So your parents also have the same.
Let's say we were born from middle families. So they're not rich, they're not poor, they're middle class. We were brought up in middle class families. Your parents were strugglers, so are mine. You went to the same schools that I did. Our parents struggled and we went to university, so did I. But after that, there's something that you did and you got over. And I did it.
So you also did the same thing,
Yeah.
but you stuck behind.
Yeah.
The other one was catapulted and was
We
way up.
tried the same thing, but it worked for you, but it didn't work for me. So what did you do that made it work for you that failed me?
Okay. One thing I believe is very important that people should understand is, you know, we can have the same opportunities, the same environment, the same kind of upbringing, okay?
Yeah.
But we have got differences in our success, okay? So this is I usually bring it out like is how we exploited the opportunities. For example, you are presented with the same opportunity like me. You went to the university. I also went to the university. Okay, but now look at the difference now. You acted like an introvert. You acted like when you are in the university.
You are shy.
You are very
You are shy towards opportunities.
Yeah, okay. So we put lecturers there. We put very big shelters there. This other kid also was in the university.
Extravagant.
Yes, extravagant. He likes to talk. He likes to introduce himself or herself to people, and that way they got to link up with very great minds, with very great people. Now, if you find yourself pillars in your life, I think that is also one thing that also people should consider. Make sure that in your life you have got lives, what people usually call connections.
Yeah, nowadays they're termed as connections.
Connections,
Yeah.
yeah. So what it is a little bit negative if I say connections because of the constant it is
No,
used
no,
in
no, no,
Kenya.
no, no, no.
In Kenya now.
See,
But you know, if you say
You
connections,
call
But
shit what it is.
Uh-huh.
I say you call shit what it is.
Uh-huh.
If it's called connections, people are terming as connections. Just call it connections.
connections.
Don't be apologetic towards it.
so I call them pillars. You know, so this other guy found pillars in the university. Oh, he contacted. Oh, you know, he was a very good friend of maybe a chancellor from another.
So you said backgrounds that doesn't matter. Your background, where you come from, is actually not.
Yeah, if you
A
decide
limit.
to get out of it, you can.
So
You can.
it's more about mindset.
Yeah, how you set your mind. For
Towards
example,
your
yes,
goal.
Yeah.
So how you set your mind towards achieving a specific goal will elevate you and will keep encouraging you towards work going at it than limiting yourself because
Of the only thing that people should do, if you have that for example, if you are brought in a marginalized home, you should not fix yourself on what you are seeing there. If your dad did not make it, you should not fix yourself on what you are seeing, what your current
see beyond
Yes,
what is surrounding you.
if at all you want to go. So one of the factors that we've talked so far is we've talked of parental upbringing, the environment, and the mindset. But
The
also
mindset, you
have
have that opportunities that you said connections.
yes, opportunities. Yeah. How you expose yourself to opportunities. Okay. Yes. How you draw yourself closer to people with opportunities. How you build the pillars in your life yourself, because you are the architect of your life. You're the one who's going to demolish your life. You're the one who's going to build it. So it depends on yourself.
So there's this book I once read. It's called Finishing What You Started. It was written to encourage people to keep going in life, achieving small goals by small goals by small goals, which after achieving those tiny goals and having those small achievements brings to what we call fulfillment, success. So a line that I read from there was before you start something that you want to do, picture yourself when you're finished. Now, it tells people it's like you sit there and you need to foreshadow the feeling of accomplishment. You just before you start, you just stand there and you take it in. You try to absorb the feeling, even though it's not there, but it tells you to absorb the feeling of accomplishment after doing it. How do you feel?
Just like the runners or the athletes.
Say the athletes.
They usually
Imagine.
figure out what will be there. You know, there is a medal.
Yeah.
There is something.
Yeah. Before you say,
So
no,
even
they tell you to imagine you have won the medal. How would you feel?
How do you feel?
Yeah.
You're going to win this race.
Yeah. So how do you feel?
So even if you get stumbled on the way and you hurt yourself, you still want to run because you
You
imagine
know, there's
the
a certain
outcome.
feeling that I'm going to get somewhere after I finish it.
I get that.
So, I I did it, and I started to think about it. Then I thought, okay, it's good. It's good. You're telling people to imagine how they'll feel after accomplishing
After
something.
accomplishment.
So what if they fail? Does it make
Yes,
does
yeah,
it make them feel bad, or should it?
yeah, because it's not guaranteed. You can do all that and still make nothing out of it.
Which brings to a question: is success that guaranteed?
Yeah. Oh, I get. But you know, if for you to get successful, you see all those factors that we've talked about. Most of them, if not all, most of them must be part of what you're trying to talk about. For example, if you've managed to get out of maybe a bad, a very poor
Situation.
bringing and situation, then you should manage to get connection. Then you should manage to foresee the future as what we're trying to talk now. You should manage to associate yourself with good people. That is, if one fails, look
There's
for
another one.
for other ingredients of success and pursue them. That is also my advice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a while ago I talked about personalities.
Yeah, you've started talking. You had started talking about personalities
So-
and how these people are going to affect us.
Yeah.
Eh.
There are personalities that are toxic. See, most of the people that I came to learn that most of the people that hold us back are actually families. The people we term as families and friends are the people that mostly hold you back. They don't want you to reach your potential. They don't want you to see the success that you are working towards. And some of these people, it's not just a theory, but you can observe it in them. There are people with certain, let's call behaviors or characters. Someone will come and ask you, hey, Gideon, what are you working towards the future? Then you trust them, their family. Of course, they have good intentions for you. Then you go like, I'm working towards this goal. I want to start this business and that business. By the time I reach these years, I want to have achieved that and that. Then the same people go at it like, why would you want to do that? Like, why do you want to do that? Instead, should you be doing this or that?
So after rolling out your plan, all your full plan,
Yeah.
then they want to criticize this. They want to tell you how this thing is
Yeah.
out of space.
After
it is
criticizing
extraterrestrial.
you,
It cannot make.
So after giving them the blueprints and the plan you are working towards, they start disapproving them. So how should you handle this type of people?
I think one of the ways that we can deal with such people starts with the person themselves. For example, if I'm surrounded with people whom I tell my plans and they criticize it, it is upon me to decide what to do with them. The answer is simple. Associate with people who want the best out of you. So people like those never roll any plan, never roll anything, any intention about whatever you want to do.
You know,
with them.
some of these
So
people are you can find some of these people is your parent. For example, you are growing up and you want to be an engineer or you want to have some good career in your life, and then your father goes like,
you cannot be an engineer. You don't sound like an engineer.
no, they always ask you, what's your plan after you finish this and this? Then you go like, I'm going to pursue a
course in engineering.
a course in engineering and stuff. Then they told you like, I wanted you to be a teacher.
You look like a teacher.
Yeah, you look more of a teacher than an engineer. So
You sound like a teacher.
yeah, so and remember, this the person who is going to fund your fee.
school fees.
Yeah, this is the person who is going to fund your fee. And this is the person who is going to provide for you.
So you cannot cut them.
Should you change your goals and your how do we call it in life? Should you change your purpose in life because of a person, or should you continue and defy them, even if they are not going to fund you? Then it's
Find
best if
ways.
they don't fund you, because you are funding me to be a teacher. Okay, you are I'm going to college. I want to be an engineer. You want me to be a teacher. Okay, I will not go to college. So I'll find another person. Should you deny them that opportunity to push you towards being a teacher, or should you step out Look for another alternative way and become what you want.
I think whatever you've said last is the best. That is the best option that you can do. Is it's best. It is better to not to go with what they want, because they are your pandas. They are your parents. They are the very critical people in your life. Because every person lives their dream. Every person lives their lives. Okay. One day they are your parents. One day they're going to die. They're going to leave you in this world alone. Okay. So will you continue being a teacher because they wanted you to be a teacher, yet you wanted to be an engineer? You continue living in a career, you continue working a purpose that is not fulfilling you, a life full of stress. Can you do that? So the best thing is just to do what you said last. So you cut them off, even if it is your parents. Okay, you cannot confront your parents and tell them don't want this. Find a best way, but convince them that it is very good that you pursue something that you like, because it's a matter of your life, not their life. Even if they are critical people in your life, it is about making your own life, not their own life. Okay, because they have a different life, you have got a different life.
Okay.
And how you are going to succeed, how they succeeded, or they are going to succeed also, is you're not related.
Okay. What if then you go your own way, then it doesn't work? What do you do then?
Mistakes happen. You just accept.
Okay,
that
mistakes are part
happen.
of life, and if you cannot make mistakes, then you are not doing anything.
Obviously, yeah.
The greatest contribution of success is through mistakes. You learn and you correct. That's how you find growth. You will not grow without making mistakes. You are no human is perfect, of course.
Yeah.
But you know, it's a life. It's life. Life is not guaranteed. Let's say you are coming from these poor backgrounds that you've been discussing. You were born in a poor background, you became this and this and this and this, then you made it. Then your parents found a way of taking you to the university or college. Then they told you you are going to take this course even though you don't want to take it. And remember, you came from a poor background. Then they're counting on you to do the course they want for you to help them. So what should you do in this situation?
In that kind of a case, there is something that most people don't understand. Even if there seems to be only one option, there is usually another way to, what they want now, as like what you're speaking. You're trying to say that they sent you to the wrong course because it's the course maybe that they think
They desire.
they desire can bring and can elevate them out of poverty. That is what it is.
So the thing is to view it from a different perspective.
Yes, and also find other options. If they want to get out of poverty and they still force you to go to maybe this rewarding cause, something that does not fit you, find a way of helping them alone according to what they want. They want money, they want to get out of poverty. You can find other ways of helping them without yourself getting into something that will destroy your inner peace.
Okay. We are heading towards the end of this episode.
Yeah.
So there's one thing. I have a question.
Bring it out.
What are the 5 things you believe should be free in this world? Like, no human should be paying for them. They should be free to make life better for everyone else to live.
5 things that should be free in this world.
Yeah.
That people,
if they become free even now, everyone's life will be less struggling. People will stop struggling towards them. People will be living free because they are free.
One thing I believe is information. Information and knowledge. If that becomes free, if that becomes easily accessible to everybody, I think we would be in a better place. For example, you've talked of this case of you are going to a career that maybe you liked, and something happened, you failed. The answer is simple. Maybe you didn't have a lot of knowledge about it.
Yeah.
You didn't have a lot of information about it. about the pitfalls of the career, about the pitfalls of the journey towards that career, okay?
Yeah.
So the first thing that should be free, information and knowledge. That's why I usually get fascinated of, is it Finland? There is a country in the Scandinavian countries that education is free, imagine, from kindergarten to universities. If you make something like that, something that is very going to be critical in your life to be free, like information and knowledge, then you're going to liberate people.
Okay.
That is it.
People have the right to be informed for free.
Yes, that is what I'm saying.
We should not be paying
be
for news.
Yeah.
We should not be paying to be taught.
To be taught.
These books were written
By
to
these
spread
books,
the information for free.
Free,
Yeah.
If you get that information for free, then you have got the best weapon to kill failure in your life. The second thing that I believe should also be free is those boundaries that have been set by the society regarding the economic status and the social status of different peoples. Okay? For example, if there could be that free mingling, there could be that free association between the rich and the poor, I think that then it could be somewhere better.
Okay.
But what the society sets and what it is now,
Start perceiving some poor
there
people
is-
as negative.
yes, there is some kind of
Yeah, you are thief
privilege.
because you are rich.
Mhm, yes.
You are thief the people, poor people call the rich thieves. The rich
the
people
rich
call
the
poor
poor
people
lazy
thieves. Yeah.
or thieves.
Yeah. You know, most people in the society, they are saying this person made it because he stole from the government. That's a poor person's perception. Also,
He's a lazy person, doesn't
yeah,
know how to go on.
yeah.
To go to
Also,
work.
the rich person is saying, if I let you into my world, you'll steal from me.
The other one says, if I come into your if I make you to come into my life, you're going to use me for ritual and human sacrifices.
yes,
That's why you
yes,
got rich. So if that
So they
boundary between
those
the rich
boundaries
and
should
the
be
poor
broken.
should be broken.
Yeah.
If those become free, then we'll also be in a better place.
Okay.
That is also the second thing that I think should be free.
Third,
The third thing that I also believe and perceive that should be free is that environment that allows people to express any kind of idea, any kind of, the society today, it is very easy for someone like a president, someone who is distinguished, a big-
Status.
yes,
someone with status
he can say something stupid,
and should be it will be followed.
But someone, even when if you don't have the means, if you don't have a figure in the society, you cannot say anything. So if there will be that kind of
Freedom of expression
yes.
without judgment of your status.
You can bring your ideas and it will be accepted by the government, it will be accepted by an institution. That would be very great. But the fact that there is some kind of marginalizing, putting people down because you cannot speak, you are a junior employee, you cannot advise the board of directors, you cannot do this, you cannot do that. That is what is keeping us behind. If that was not here or was not there at all, then it would be very far. That is what I believe here.
Fourth,
The fourth thing that maybe should be free is you see, have you ever heard of people? They are in a relationship, but the other one is trying to kind of like manipulate their partner.
Yeah.
So if there is
a lot.
yeah. So you want to get the benefit out of your partner without them knowing that you want to use them. Okay. If that is also made free, so that if you want to do something, if you want to do something bad, if you want to do something good, it is all well known. It's all well established. If that becomes true,
Without being judged.
without being judged, it will be very great. But the fact that there is people who there is that kind of you want to manipulate me, so once they discuss themselves, they wear masks. If that does not happen, it will be very good. Then the third and the last thing,
fifth,
which is the fifth thing that I believe also should
be free.
Should be free is access to these opportunities, access to the limelight, access to the, because even now as we are talking, there is someone
Who's
can-
less qualified doing your job.
yes. And there are people who are allowed to, there are countries who are allowed to borrow from the World Bank, and countries that cannot. That is what we're trying to say.
Oh.
So that is a World Bank is an opportunity
For every country in the world.
But you see, there is some restrictions. This country, you are Burundi.
You're a third party
Burundi.
country, you cannot borrow from us.
You are not eligible for this loan.
Yeah.
So that is also the last thing that I think should be, if it will be free, that access to opportunity becomes free, I think we'll be heading somewhere. That is what we had for you today, guys. This is the end of our video. See you next in the coming
Yeah, remember to
video.
subscribe. This is something about life.